Let's try this. Not world location, I need scale. Transform. Set world transform. Okay. Get world transform. Split. Boom. Oh wait. I'm an idiot. Maybe. Lerp vector. Boom. Okay. This is where I was screwing up. Okay. So. This. Break vector. So sometimes you just have to have that stroke of stupidity to realize what you're doing wrong. Okay. Make vector. And if this works, then I'll be able to prove that that's what was going on. And I'll actually just go ahead and take this off because I've already got this looping. Yes, get rid of all this. Come on. Why? You should be working. What am I missing? Close that. Let's make it obvious so that I can see what's going on here. Because it should be running this. That size should be switching. Perhaps Nope. Oh, it's alright. So we only usually go for about an hour and a half sometimes anyway, so we'll actually be ending moderately soon. I'm kind of determined to actually resolve this before I go to sleep. Tonight. Let's try this. Yeah, so the stream is usually only about an hour to 2 hours, usually right around an hour and a half, to maybe a little bit less. Doesn't depends on the day. Why is this not working? Let's try relative scale. I mean, if anything, this value should be to string. I have a feeling like something's like it's not connecting somewhere. Well, it definitely shouldn't be that large. Yes, yes. The way, so there are two things you can do, really. Though I recommend doing what you want. The two things that seem to be the most beneficial for people is, first, when you decide on a game that you want to make, break it down into the most basic components. So, like, okay, I want to make a third-person platformer. So you want to make a fighting game. So let's start with, you've got a 2D, let's say it's a 2D fighter, right? So break that down even further. What components do you have? Well, you have two characters. You want them to fight. Well, you're going to need animations. You're going to need, and fighting games especially, really heavy on animation. I'm a fighting game fanatic. That's my jam. So I could at least tell you from my perspective, that's probably going to be the biggest thing, is making sure your animations are on point. Then you need collision detection, things like that. You need to make sure your characters can hit each other. Break each of these down into these core. This is what I need to be successful. This is how I need to do it. This is, and then you take each chunk and you start working on it. And you can, go to the community, come here, ask questions, things like that. And you can be like, how do I do this? And start working your way towards that. Learn how to do that. Definitely, and like, obviously, I don't know you, so I can't speak to you personally. But one of the mistakes I see a lot of people doing is they will. Oh, trust me, I understand, but there's a lot of tutorials out there, and that's what I was getting to. Because like, I'm not an animator either. I could learn. I could learn how to animate. I won't ever be stellar at it because that's just not my field. But I could learn it. what I was going to say was don't be, well, A, don't be afraid to ask for help. But when asking for help, never, ever, 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 ever go into it with the idea that that person is going to help you by doing it for you. Because if you do that, I'm telling you honestly, that is the worst thing you could possibly do in this industry, is expect people to do the work for you. You gotta learn how to do it. It sucks sometimes. Like, animation for me sucks. C++ sucks. If I'm gonna learn how to do it, I need to learn how to do it, though. I can't just be like, hey, do this for me. Or even a can you show me is kind of like, yeah, they can show you, but you should then take that and go do it by yourself. Learn how to do it. There are a number of individuals who will come in and they say, well, like, they'll be like, oh, well, I've got this final project that I'm working on right now, and I need help with it right now, and it's due in a week, and I need someone to help me do this. And it's no. Like, I can tell you from my perspective, I went to college, I graduated, why do I want to do someone else's homework? If that makes sense. Like, I'm kind of rambling here, but that's kind of the mentality, though, is like, people will look at it as, why do I want to do your job? I've got my job to do. But when you go in saying, hey, I'm trying to learn how to do this, this is what I've got so far, this is where I'm at, I'm stuck. Can you point me in the right direction? Can you give me some resources? You know, just something to get me moving again. You know, ask for video tutorials, ask for something they can point you to that can help you learn, not them do it for you. It's one of those, it's a delicate balance, and it's something that not a lot of people do, but those that do rarely realize that they're doing it. And it's often to their detriment that they're doing it. Don't care about replicated. What is going on? Like right now, I mean, this error that I'm getting, I know it's a basic error and I'm doing something stupid that's preventing me from doing this. That, like, the whole thing is something I'm doing is wrong. But if I were to go to the community and be like, hey, how did you do this? What did you do? And they're going to be like, well, why don't you learn it for yourself? In part because I've been around for a while. I'm not new, but in part because people don't have time for that. They they have their own games they're making. But seriously, what am I doing wrong? Let me... Oh. Really? Please tell me this was the mistake. Please tell me this was the mistake. That'll be fantastic. Oh my god. I am going to slam my head. I am going to slam my head down now. Uh, 0, 1, 0. So, for those of you who did not catch that, the whole reason this was not scaling was because I was scaling the collision sphere, not the actual mesh. It was working the whole fucking time. Just so you know. Yeah. Okay, so one thing I need to do, I need to go ahead and actually remove this